Sarah Benson, thank you for sitting down with me today.
My pleasure.
Give me a backdrop on your role here, real quick, and then I want to get into where you're from and how you wound up in Sun Valley, Idaho.
Absolutely. So I am the executive director of Hailey Ice, and Hailey Ice is the nonprofit that runs the Campion Ice House.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And so where did you grow up?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay. That's not near Sun Valley.
Not near Sun Valley, Idaho, no.
How did you wind up here?
I started coming out here when I was 3 years old. My grandparents brought me out here because my grandfather worked for the railroad. So it was a very inexpensive family vacation. He brought my mom and my uncle out, and from the day I came out here, I loved it. So I always knew I wanted to live here. I just wasn't really sure how that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many of us have that story of kind of like the youth part and being out here and just falling in love with it.
It's easy to do.
It is. So when did you officially make it here? And so it sounds like you kind of always knew this was a place you wanted to be. When did you get here? When did you know that this is home?
Right.
And you're going to really plant the roots and do the thing
so
here?
I came out every summer and figure skated. And so that's a lot of my passion for skating comes from that, and played field hockey growing up. And so when I graduated from college, I didn't really look really very hard for a real job. So I wanted to come out, learn to ski. I'd never been out in the winter, and that real job never really happened.
It never materialized?
No. So
You've just been living the dream since.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So tell me about the kind of origin to the rink. You and I know each other through the game of hockey.
Yes.
We've been here 16 years. The rink in Sun Valley has been here since the 70s. And youth hockey is obviously a big part of,
Yes.
I think, if I have it right,
It is a big part.
The expansion of this rink
Yes.
was driven largely because of, I think, youth hockey and the need for more ice. So
Exactly.
will you walk me through sort of the
Sure.
origin story of the Campion
Sure.
rink and how we got here?
So years ago, this organization has always done a free outdoor sheet, and it was at Roberta McKercher for years. And that founding group, and there were so many great people that were a part of it, including Ron Fairfax, that was part of our board forever. They had this vision that, we had kiddos that could not make it up to the Sun Valley rink to skate, and the population kept growing. And so there was always the vision of a refrigerated sheet in Hailey. And, they started down that path. They raised money, and they raised money from everything from bake sales to a check from Mrs. Jones for $5. And over time, they raised, about $450,000. There was a donor that disappeared over time that was going to help with this whole project. In 2010, Hailey Ice was part of a general obligation bond that gave us the property here. And so Hailey Ice took those funds and really put it into the infrastructure. Unfortunately, that donor never really materialized, so they were stuck. And at that time, my husband was on the board. I had just come off of recruiting for 17 years and had to close my business. And so I was available to help and was not afraid of hearing no.
That real job showed up.
That real job did show up. I was a recruiter for a very long time and loved it. But I was like, you either need to make this happen soon or it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And so they hired me as a consultant because I was part of Sun Valley Youth Hockey. I was the president for a very long time. Both of
Your
our
kids went through the program.
my kids
Your
went through the program.
husband played for the Suns, coached the kids.
Yes. And so I'd coached, I'd been a team manager. So I knew I felt very passionately about it. I knew there was interest. I knew with all of our adults. So we knew that we had a very captive audience, and we knew we could grow other things like curling or, events. And so I believed in the project and was like, hire me. If I fail, I fail, but let me try and fundraise for you. And, fortunately, the Campion family that was always involved with Roberta McKercher and would help us with things behind the scenes, when we needed a new warming hut or we needed to help pay for literally garbage. They would help with anything we needed, along with some other key donors. And, I was like, well, let me give it a try.
Yeah.
And the Campion family really believed in what we did. Hope Hayward and her family, the Eccles, those people really were behind us. And that just got us the catalyst to raise those additional funds on top of what they all donated to close that gap and build this facility.
And what year did we go live with this?
2015.
2015.
So we're just coming off of year 10.
Isn't that wild?
It's very wild.
It doesn't
yes.
feel like it's been 10 years.
It does not.
What's been the biggest surprise to you with opening the rink? Are there things that came with it, opportunities that you didn't see being presented, or things that you've been able to capture, and how has that kind of impacted the community in ways that maybe you thought different
Right.
from initial?
When we first started, we were going to be a 6-month out of the year ice rink. We thought that was all the demand we had, and at the time that was all the demand we had, and so we were going to be an ice rink and an event center. So we did a number of different events. We got different groups in here, and it worked. And then over time, we brought in some camps in the summer, and then when COVID hit and no one could go anywhere, we're like, gosh, let's try staying open in the summer for the whole summer because no one could travel. And so we just experienced a lot of growth that we didn't know would be there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was probably the biggest surprise. Like, we knew we wanted to try curling, and our curling league has grown to 130 people playing on a Monday night. And Idaho hockey has grown. I'm also on the board of Idaho Amateur Hockey. And so as Idaho hockey has grown, we've also been venues for other teams to come in and run their events, and that's been great.
Yeah. I've been around since it's opened, and it's the added value I think that the kids have, and I'm looking at it from a dad standpoint, a coach. And
Totally.
The extra opportunities for ice time are fantastic.
Exactly.
From the stick and pucks to just the parents that are able to organize extra.
Yes.
And I think just we're very hockey friendly.
We're very hockey friendly.
At this rink. Not that we're not friendly to other things, but it's a very
We're
hockey friendly rink.
We are very hockey friendly. We've implemented learn to plays. We do free family skate nights for our elementary schools.
Yeah.
Like, we've just kind of grown where the demand has taken us.
Yeah.
And it's great. The demand has been unbelievable. And then the fans that come to Suns games, the fans that support our youth tournaments. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is pretty cool when you see our home tournaments. It has a big impact on the community.
It does.
From the hotels to the restaurants. I mean, it's just sitting in the parking lot, in between games, leaving, having a family from Jackson Hole or Montana going, oh, where's a great place to eat? And
Mm-hmm.
they're going, oh, this place, and just as the local saying, hey, you should go check out
Right.
this spot over here, or but you just know that has a big drive,
A huge drive.
especially in the wintertime.
Yes.
When Sun Valley probably takes up a lot of resources. People are here to ski,
Yes.
or ski town, but the fact that Hailey has this rink, it's. I'd be curious what if you do know the impact to that, as far as are there numbers behind that?
We've tried to do some economic studies, but it's I think what we pop in, what we bring into the economy, you're talking about millions of dollars over time.
Yeah.
It truly, it's heads in beds. It's people going to our restaurants. It's people shopping at our retailers that normally would not be here.
Yeah.
And then we've been holding state events. Last year's state event brought in 17 out-of-town teams. That's an average of 15 players per team, and oftentimes 2 parents.
Typically, and siblings and the works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what's the future for this? Walk me through the next 3 to 5 years of Campion and Hailey Ice. What's the vision moving forward from here?
Sure. I mean, a lot of what we do is very programmed, right? We know we have Suns games. We know we have demand for learn to play and curling and all those things. So we always have to think about, how do we keep coming up with new ideas, reinventing ourselves. We are working behind the scenes on an addition for the facility.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like when you move into your home and you're like, wow, we have all this space.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow, we need more space.
We filled it up.
We have filled it up. And so
Can you touch on that, or is it too preliminary?
No, absolutely. We would love to add about 6,500 square feet.
Okay.
And that would include more locker rooms. That would include a dedicated Sun Valley Suns locker room.
Okay.
We would love to collaborate more with the Suns, and we're all related, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's youth hockey or this facility or our own Sun Valley Suns, and just how can we keep working together and making it better for everybody.
Yeah.
We would have a larger conference room. We would expand the cafe, have workstations. I mean, how many times have you been here with your kids and you're like, I've got to get a few things done?
Yeah.
And just really make it just a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, Sun Valley Youth Hockey would have their loaner gear stored here. We would have a space for that so that we have super easy access for the kids, and then an executive director office for them as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's a lot of, we call it kind of closing the loop on our first campaign.
Yeah.
You know, we can't add another ice sheet. We really couldn't support another ice sheet in this town, but we can make this facility even better.
Yeah.
So,
What's been some of the bigger challenges that you guys have faced and overcome?
with the fundraising?
Just in general with the rink, are there what would you say like are some of the
You know, I think
obstacles to operating here? And
right. I think that some of our obstacles are when demand slows a little bit, or, you know, people in the community, they have so many great choices of what to do, and kids have so many great choices of what to do.
there's no lack of that.
It's always sad when you lose a kiddo to ski team or basketball or football.
Yeah.
So, but it's just keeping the interest up and keeping the programming strong. Sun Valley Youth Hockey does such a great job. Just trying to provide more for the kids and get a bead for what kids and adults want.
Yeah.
I think our shoulder seasons are harder to fill, even though we stayed open the entire year this year. And we'll take a look back on that and see if it made sense.
Yeah.
And staffing is always a problem. We have a great dedicated staff of Zamboni drivers, but you know, I do hire high school kids. And so when they graduate, I always have to fill that void.
There's probably a lot of like 3 and 4 year olds that are like, they want to be the Zamboni driver.
They sure do.
Yeah.
We have a lot of adults that want to be
yeah.
the Zamboni driver.
That's the future horizon for some
That's
people.
right.
I'm very excited about that.
Set your goals high. You'll be able to do this when you're 16.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. It's really neat the growth you guys have seen. And, you know, I don't know who will see this video at the end of the day. My hope is, you know, the people I share it with, and if you're up for sharing it with your group.
Yeah.
But you touched on the shoulder season, and I mean, for a couple of years there during COVID, when you guys were really ramping up, we didn't really have a shoulder season.
Right.
And I think you would agree, as a local, last 2, in spring and fall, we have had kind of what would be proper quiet times where there's no visitors.
Slack.
We've had slack. Yeah. And
Slack.
for anyone who lives here knows what slack is.
Slack is back.
Slack is back. And you know, for 3 years there was
no slack.
There was no slack. It
Yes.
was a full churn. 12 months out of the year there was always somebody here.
Yes.
Visiting to do something. And so I guess that is something that, you know, you guys sort of got used to.
Yes.
And are now having to migrate and figure out and navigate. What does that look like?
Right. I mean, it's you know, we really tap into our local community. Last year we served as a venue for ISU for their college team. Unfortunately, their team disbanded. But so we are always looking for those opportunities where we can collaborate with
their hockey team did not.
Their hockey team did not come back this year. So
well, Boise State beat them really badly, and I don't know if that had anything to do with that.
Everyone beat them really badly, but God, they were such a great group of young men. So polite, so kind, so thankful to come
have
in
that
and be
opportunity.
able to. Yeah, they were great. So, you know, we always seem to kind of happen upon some of those things. Oftentimes, like if Boise State can't get ice in Boise, they'll reach out to us.
Yeah.
They did that this year, but unfortunately it was the high school tournament weekend and opening Suns night, so that really wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But so we do collaborate and we do talk to each other throughout the state on, hey, could you help us out here? You know, we have girls teams from Boise coming to practice here that are also made up of some of our local girls, and so we want that collaboration.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do a lot of our free family skate nights in the fall when we have that ice time, and it's a great time for the families to come in and experience the ice, and then typically their kiddos come in more, or they come in as a family, and those are great things.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if this would even be a feasible thing, so the rink is it holds a lot of space, and there's always a need for that indoor venue, you know, whether it be soccer or baseball, softball. Has there ever been any consideration to do something over the rink
Oh, yes.
that would allow, and I don't even know what the logistics of that would
Yeah,
be.
it's logistically very expensive to cover the sheet, and the other thing is storage.
Yeah.
Storage of that flooring, storage of turf. We talked about that when we built the building.
Okay.
Unfortunately, when soccer wants to be indoors, it's also
It's
hockey season.
hockey player time.
It's hockey player time. But we've served in the spring when we've had a big snow year. We've had baseball in here. We've had softball. We've had pickleball. We've had lacrosse in here. So it's usually such a short snapshot of time. And we've been inside all winter. Everybody wants to get back outside.
It's true.
But when we close for that April, May, which we didn't this year, we've always been a venue for other sports or groups.
Yeah.
So
How does somebody who's maybe not involved with your program, how can they plug in, and how can they be a part of this if they're
Sure.
seeing this going, oh man, this is really neat, I would love to
there's tons of
participate?
ways. Yeah, there's tons of ways to get involved. Whether you want to get on the ice and curl, or learn to skate, or spectate. We have amazing opportunity in here for advertisers to help support us financially. Ice rinks are like frozen swimming pools. They are very hard to maintain. They are financially more difficult to run. And so we rely on the support of our community and our advertisers. As I said, we're a 501c3, we're a nonprofit.
Okay.
So we can take donations. They are tax deductible.
Okay.
And we have tons of marketing and advertising opportunities in here. So please reach out. I'm always here, and all of my contact information is on our website, which is haileyIce.org.
Awesome. And you are always here.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I so appreciate you sharing your story,
Yeah,
the story of
absolutely.
this rink and where it's going, and just how it's impacted the community. It's been, from my perspective, it's been awesome, and you've done a great job leading it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course.